Welcome students to Child Psychopathology Fall 2017. As you are all aware, this is a fully online course, and I'm just going to give you a brief introduction in this video to the class and introduce myself a little bit. My name is Dr. Paige Thielen, and I've been teaching for, I guess, about 18 years now. And I love this class. I love teaching this class. While it can be challenging, I find one of the more interesting classes in the FIU curriculum. So I'm really hoping that all of you enjoy it as well. I am a licensed mental health counselor in addition to my teaching. So I've also had a lot of experience working with children and adolescents. I've worked in the eating disorder field. I've done some substance abuse work. I've done work with children who struggled with depression and anxiety. So some of my experience is pretty broad, but teaching really is my passion. So I'm really hoping that we can make the most out of our next 16 weeks together. So please make sure that you read your syllabus very carefully before you attempt to do anything for the class. There are like 4 big components to this class. First and foremost, you have your discussion board every 2 weeks, and I would like for all of you to post an introductory post and maybe even attach a picture if you want, so that I can get a sense of who you are, and your fellow students who you'll be with the next 16 weeks can also get to know you a little bit. And every 2 weeks I'm going to ask a question that asks you to think about the material you're reading more critically. And I do expect a lot from these discussion posts, given that there are only 7 of these in the class. For your introductory post, I'm really looking for something more comprehensive, something that suggests to me that you've really read the material, but you've thought about it in ways that are personal and reflective. And I want you to bring in evidence from the textbook as well. So these are not just opinion posts. These discussion posts are meant to ask you to think about things, but also include evidence and supporting research and facts to support what it is that you're saying. So I'm going to be looking at your ability to do that for your comprehensive post. And then your 2 follow-up posts, because you have to have a minimum of 3 posts every 2 weeks, and I do ask that you post on 3 different days to kind of keep the discussion going. Otherwise, what happens is students sometimes just end up posting everything the last couple days, and then we don't have a discussion board that's lively. So your 2 follow-up discussion posts are in response to 2 different students, and basically you're just kind of piggybacking off something they said. What I don't want to happen is for you to read a post and say, oh, I agree with this point or I disagree with this point. While that might be relevant and while you can say that, I also want you to follow that up a little bit, maybe challenge them to think about something from a different point of view, or throw in something different that perhaps they hadn't considered yet. So I want you to add something, not just I agree or I disagree. So that really is the gist of the discussion board, and this is a very big class, so I'm not going to get a chance to give personal comments to everybody in the class, so I've really designed a rubric that I think kind of captures all of the expectations that I hope for. But please, if you have any questions about how you're doing and how to approach these responses more effectively as you're going along, feel free to ask. Because I really want to make sure everyone feels they can be successful in the class. The second big component to this class is that you will have weekly quizzes on the chapters, and I do give you a couple of opportunities to do these quizzes, and then you can take your highest score. And these are open book, open note, but I do suggest that you read the chapter carefully before you sit down and try to take a quiz, because this material can be it can be tough. There can be a lot there, and if you try to just sit down and take a timed quiz without really understanding the material, then you'll find yourself in trouble. That's the second major component. The third thing is the group project, which I know a lot of you shudder at the idea of a group project. But I want you to try to approach this with a different mentality. Okay. First and foremost, I think it's really important that you sign up during the first week of class for this project. I'm going to keep getting on you to do so. That way you can start thinking about it early and planning with other students. One thing that I've added to the group project this time that I haven't done in the past that I think will keep people on top of the project and it will prevent students in the group from kind of slacking is that every student in the group has to post to the group discussion board that you will find under groups when you sign up at least once a month. You have to provide me with a 150 word post for September, October, and November. So by then you should know what part you're doing, and your post should include information about what you're finding, any questions that you might have, anything that's relevant. But it's a way that I can ensure every student in the group is really keeping on top of things. If you do not post 3 times during the course of the group project, then you will receive a deduction on your individual project grade because I do provide individual project grades. Most of the time, this means that the group gets the same grade if there are no problems, but if there are issues within the group, I will always have to provide individual grades. So that 3 posts are a requirement of the group project. And if you have any questions about what that should look like, I'd be more than willing to answer those questions. The fourth component of the class is just to have fun and to really kind of put your heart into learning the most that you can from the material. So that's my job. I really want to facilitate your learning. So if you have any questions or anything you want to run by me, please feel free to do so. And I do look forward to the next 16 weeks with all of you. Take care.